Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all full elect scattered abroad at the four corners of the earth. So recently, this topic has been in the news. Theodore Roosevelt statue removed from American Museum of Natural History. So when you look at the statue, you have Theodore Roosevelt sitting on top of the horse, where you have a so-called Native American Indian on one side and a so-called Negro on the other. So that's Gad and Judah. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible, and the Native American Indians, so-called, are from the tribe of Gad. And the so-called Negroes are Judah. All right. So this statue symbolizes the so-called white man's supremacy on this earth. Does it surprise me that they're taking it down? No. To be honest, one would have to wonder why they didn't take it down sooner. And when you really look at the statue, it really is demeaning. I mean, degrading. The so-called Negro man, he looks like a slave. I mean, he barely has any clothes on. So it's very degrading. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me that they took it down. So let me jump to some precepts. This is Ecclesiastes 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. We are the rich. The Israelites are the rich. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the Bible. Verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So Esau, the so-called white man, was set up to be our servants. But as it stands right now, we, the princes, we're in a low state. We're in the mode of being servants, for lack of a better term. So this scripture is really speaking. Let me read that again. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now remember, when you go back to Genesis chapter 25, it speaks about how the eldest shall serve the younger. So this is Genesis chapter 25, and I'm going to start off at verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So Esau came out first, making him the oldest, and Jacob came out last, making him the youngest. And it says that two nations are in thy womb. So the two nations would be separated. Esau, the Edomites, which are the so-called, which is the so-called white man, and then Jacob, all right, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. So let's go back to that image real quick. You got two Israelites standing beside the horse while you have Theodore Roosevelt sitting on top of the horse. So these scriptures are on point, man. However, the roles will be reversed. The roles will be reversed. The Israelites won't always be on the bottom. So we get another precept. This is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So Esau's glory is being turned into shame. Hence why they're taking down this statue. And not just this statue, it's been a lot of other statues that they've been taken down over the years because it symbolized so-called white supremacy. You know, a lot of people were offended by, their statues. And so Esau's trying to cover up all the wickedness that they've done throughout history. I mean, think about how they got this land, America. Think about the millions of so-called Native Americans that were slaughtered in order for them to take this land. And one thing that people have to realize is that it was biblical prophecy that the tribe of Gad, which is the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, they would be taken over by Esau, Edom. You understand? But ultimately, Esau, Edom, they're going to have to pay for the things that they've done. All right? And remember, the Apostle Paul said that the man of sin will be revealed. That man of sin is Esau. So they're being revealed in these last days. This is Zechariah 2:8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory has he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. Right, because Esau, Edom did indeed spoil the nation of Israel. Everything they got, they stole. They took it by force and violence. All right, let me keep reading. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. So we are the apple of the Lord's eye, the Israelites. So Esau, they got a lot to pay for. They have a lot to pay for, and they don't want to deal with all the wrong things that they've done on this earth. They try to cover it up and hide it. You understand? They try to rewrite history. But ultimately, they're going to have to drink from that cup of judgment. So the roles will be reversed. So that's it on that. Hope y'all found this video edifying. Shalom.